I'm obsessed with pattern. For me, in a space, pattern tells all the stories. This house was built in 1856. It's 15 feet wide, and the living room itself is only 9 feet wide. So there was a lot of careful deliberation in terms of color, pattern, and even textures that were going to go into this space, because the overall goal would be to expand it, make it feel big, and to allow for multiple seating areas. What I did and where I started, to be really honest, was I had to figure out my furniture. The furniture that I have in this space is calculated based on depth. The sofa is a vintage piece. I found it on eBay, and it's only 31 inches deep. That's really, an important feature in the layout of the room, and having a tight back. But, it's kind of plain in a velvet, and it's family friendly, it's beautiful, but it needed some life, and that's where pillows and pattern really bring it to life. And what we've done is I've used a geometric and mixed in my signature cheetah. I love a little animal print. I'm wearing it myself. And I just love the sort of playfulness, and we've kind of contrasted the textures. I've got smooth, sleek on the geometric, and then we've got this beautiful cut velvet in the cheetah. So it gives some dimension. So when you don't have a lot of space, if you can create more interest with dimension and varying scale, then you can really take pattern to different levels. We've used a really oversized trellis on the rug. That, again, because it doesn't really line up too much, but it still has an overall grid feel, can help to visually expand the floor space. Having the ground in a cream wool, again, adds a lightness to the floor, and really trying to keep the space feeling light and bright. And there is some contrast, but it's not heavy. If this was too dark, we had a lot of black in here, it would feel much darker and more closed in. And then that is then repeated up onto the drapery. It's almost a floral. It has a similar ground where the ground is a lighter color, and it ties into the wall color as well. And so we've kind of repeated that big pattern up onto the drapery, which adds more volume again, and it kind of maximizes the tall ceilings that we have. And then what we wanted to do, because all of the furniture is sort of in tones of grays and indigos, the walls are a pale gray as well, we've just wanted to add splashes of color here and there, just so that it wouldn't be completely lifeless. Monochromatic color schemes are wonderful. They really do open up a space and kind of make it feel much bigger and grander. But in this particular case, I'm a designer and I'm going to get bored with it, so I needed to have some color. Our new fabric line with JF Fabrics is a Krypton Home fabric, so it's pet friendly, family friendly, red wine friendly, personally speaking. And we've used it in these pillows. This is our fairy fabric, which is a cherry blossom. And again, it has that little bit of coral. It has a bit of our blue. So it really works with the overall feeling of the room. And then I've got my coral stools in here, again, just for some pop. And I mean, I know, don't you hate when designers say pop, but it's true. It adds that pop. It's a complement to the blues and the sort of mauves we've got going on and periwinkles. And it's fresh, it's invigorating. And we've repeated it with a little bit of flowers. And I will say, if you are terrified of color, my favorite tip for anyone who wants to experiment with color, buy yourself fresh cut flowers once a week. Put them on your table, try them out. Live with some yellow, live with magenta, try Try some orange. Is red your color? Maybe you just want to go a little more oomphy and have some hydrangeas. Maybe a bright green. But that's a really great way to add some color into your space without making any kind of a commitment. And you'll get to see and feel what you're really drawn to or what makes the room feel lively. And then you can start to slowly add it in incrementally around the room. And I mean, it's pillows, it's a vase. Those are little commitments. If you work with basics, you invest in good quality products to ground your design, and you can just change things up. And who knows, if you come back here in a couple months, I'll probably have completely different colors in here.